Alrighty, folks. Today I have for you a little bit of discussion on the meta and what I think is the best way to counter said meta. So right now we have a ton of dragons all over the place, and this is what everybody was expecting. This is my version. Very similar to what you're going to be seeing on the ladder. I'm running 2 Vanguard Sergeants. I really like Vanguard Sergeant. I think that he is a solid 3-drop, worthy of inclusion in a deck like this. But you're going to be seeing a ton of dragons. And so what does that mean? You're going to be seeing a ton of dragon counters as well. So what does really good into dragons? Well, in my experience, Lurk. Lurk, I have like a 20% win rate or something like that against Lurk as dragons. I think I've won 1 game against the 5 Lurk decks that I've played against. So Lurk is going to be top tier this patch, at least until things get settled. Like right now, as we're dealing with all of these dragons, you're going to be seeing a lot of Lurk, because Lurk does really well into the dragons. They just have a solid early game curve, and they are pumping out big threats by turn 5. I mean, honestly, by turn 3. Like, with a good start, Lurk on turn 3 has 3 big units that only are getting bigger. And the dragons just have a difficult time keeping up with the high attack. That's really what it is. Like, you can't attack with a Shyvana on turn 4 if they have a 4-2 on the board. Not really. Like, you can survive that first hit, but then what? You're kind of SOL, because they play another 1 mana 5/1 the next turn, and then follow it up with a 3 mana 7/3, and you're just SOL. So Lurk has a pretty good matchup, and I'm thinking, what has a good matchup against both Lurk and dragons? Aggro. Aggro has a great matchup against both dragons and Lurk. Dragons tend to not do anything on turns 1 through 3, really. It's all setup. And the same kind of goes for Lurk. On turns 1 through 3, they're setting up their lurkers. And if you can clear off their lurkers with, say, cheap minions, and continue to do damage, then you're in a pretty phenomenal spot. So for right now, I think, and this is almost always true for anyone who's wanting to climb the ladder, aggro right now, especially a list like Ziggs Poppy, is looking pretty phenomenal. I was considering Ping City, but seeing as not only the Stone Stackers got hit, but also the Tenor of Terror, I feel like this deck, like, it relied a lot on Stone Stackers and Tenor of Terror, to be honest. But what didn't get hit is the Mayor. And those nerfs do impact this deck as well. I'm running 1 less Tenor of Terror and 1 more Lecturing Yordle instead. I still think Stone Stackers is a 3-of. It's a 2 mana 2/3 that is sometimes dealing 3 damage on turn 2. It trades with most units positively, meaning you're getting, most of the time you're facing up against a 2-attack unit, and you get to deal the 2 damage and to the unit, and deal 1 damage to the Nexus, which is phenomenal. And you can still use Imperial Demolitionist on the Stone Stackers It's still pretty good, although you'll be doing it a lot less often now that it doesn't have toughness. It's not just the freebie that it used to be. You're going to have to actually think a little bit more about who you want to take that damage. Obviously, 6th 1-drops, it's pretty standard in this aggro list. Not much to be said there. You got Conchologist, which is a lovely card in this deck. In any deck, honestly, Conchologist is just such a strong deck, but with these colors in specific, you're getting a lot of really strong options. You're getting 1 damage ping, you're getting another Noxian Fervor, you're getting Overwhelm, the 3-mana Overwhelm card. I can't remember the name of it. Sometimes Transfusion, you get Weapon Hilts, you get a lot of very interesting cards. Might is the name of that card that I was thinking about. You get a lot of flexibility with Conchologist. You really, it's very powerful, despite being a meager 2/2 for 2 mana. The value that you're generating from this card is always worth it. It's just worth it. Imperial Demolitionist, pretty standard card. You deal 2 damage to the Nexus, feels good. You got the Pokey Stick, just some nice rounding out of the deck. Get some more consistency in the deck. Smooth things out, so to speak. Stone Stackers on 2, very strong, and probably the strongest card in the whole deck, Bandle City Mayor. This card is ridiculous. You get to go so wide, so fast with this card, and that's what Poppy wants. You get to go fast, you get to go wide, fast. And with Poppy being one of the lead carries of this deck, that's exactly what you want. Cheap units, going wide, generating value. It's fantastic. You got 3 Noxian Fervors, that's pretty standard. This is the late game finishing move. You will be ending the game with Noxian Fervor a lot of the time. Like 90% of the time, you'll be ending the game with a Noxian Fervor. Some of the time, if you are in another, if you're up against another aggro matchup, you can use the Noxian Fervor as removal. That's very niche. You don't want to be doing that very often. That is a last resort option because you want everything to be going face. That's how you win with this deck. Everything goes face. Ziggs is a 3-mana 3/4 that deals 1 damage when it attacks. And that's phenomenal. It's basically Legion Saboteur, but with beefier stats for 3 mana. It's pretty solid. Lecturing Yordle is a phenomenal card. I've taken out one of the Tenor of Terrors in order to have another Lecturing Yordle because it's just that strong of a unit. It's a great 4 cost. It allows you to get some over-the-top damage, and on very niche occasions, you can use it as removal as well. Say they have a Teemo or a 1 health unit, and you're only at that 1. You have your opponent is at 3 health. You don't have a Noxian Fervor, but you do have 2 units on the board attacking for 2 damage each. And they have 1 unit on the board that has 1 health. And you could use that 1 damage on the face and hope that they draw the mushrooms, but that's not a very solid play. Assuming that they're out of mana and you're about to get the attack token, it's worth it in a situation like that. Like I said, very niche. But in a situation like that, it is profitable to ping off that 1 unit with the Lecturing Yordle. And that happens a surprising amount of the time. That's not terribly uncommon. Just having that flexibility is phenomenal. Poppy is Poppy. We all know what Poppy does, to be honest. Tenor of Terror, we all know what Tenor of Terror does. She well, he rather allows you to go wide, and despite the nerf, I still believe that this is a very strong card in a Poppy deck. It's not the auto 3 of that it used to be. However, I do believe that Tenor of Terror is a strong enough card to still be run. It's 2 units for 1 card, and that is huge. That is phenomenal. And then, of course, to round everything out, to finish off the game, you've got your Decimates. 3 Decimates. Very simple card. It's very expensive. You'll often be finding yourself in situations where all you can do on a certain turn is play Decimate, but often that is what you need to do to win the game. You've developed your board already, and your opponent is on like 10 health, and you have 2 Decimates in hand, and an Imperial Demolitionist in your hand, and that's all you need to do is just cast both the Decimates and the Imperial Demolitionist, and then you win. And you'll find yourself in that situation very often with this deck. This is a very strong deck. It's going to win you more games than any other deck on the ladder, I think, right now. So let's just get into some gameplay, and I'll explain it along the way. Gotta love it. Back to gold. Let's grind it out, boys. Alright. Pretty solid keep here. I'm up against Ezreal Caitlyn. So turn 1 is probably going to be Legion Rearguard. And then turn 2 is going to be Imperial Demolitionist on the Legion Rearguard. And then turn 3 is going to be Ziggs. And then turn 4 will be something like Poppy or Yordle Mayor, Vandal City Mayor, something like that. So keeping the 1-drop, I like keeping the 1-drop. It gives a lot of flexibility. If we draw another 1-drop, then we can go 1-drop on 1 and then 2 1-drops on 2, and that's even better than Imperial Demolitionist on 2. Seeing as that did not happen, I think it is best to get this 2 damage in here. It's a little bit risky. Yeah, there's a Mystic Shot there. But we get the 2 damage in. We're happy enough. We're not exactly that happy with that. But this we are pretty satisfied with. There's nothing on that turn that they can do, and I think we just drop the Poppy here.
Alright, team. Adventure time.
Just drop the Poppy, and let's go to town. They've used 1 Mystic Shot already. A Thermal Beam might come down. Or they might have nothing.
Astounding curiosities lie ahead.
In which case, we are sitting pretty. All of our units trade very effectively and efficiently. You lose a little bit of value on the 1 damage here, but whatever. You're still dealing 1 to the Nexus. That's 4 damage to the Nexus. Clearing off their entire board. And that's how you win with this deck. You develop the board early game. You overwhelm your opponent's board with stronger minions and wider minions. You have more minions than your opponent. And then you close out the game using Noxian Fervor and Impact and over-the-top damage. So now it's all about getting as many units onto the board as possible. We have 3 spots left to fill, and we can play 2 Legion Saboteurs and a Stone Stacker. So I think the order here is stone stackers first into both the Legion Saboteurs. This gives us the option to Noxian Fervor. I don't think I like this Noxian Fervor because he has 3 mana. I think I like developing the board more.
Explosives primed.
If I did not have the option to develop the board, then I probably would have simply blocked, or simply gone for the Noxian Fervor. However,
No one's the wiser.
I had 2 more units that I could play. And this is the power of the Lecturing Yordle. Like, in a control deck, even. This card is phenomenal. It just dealt with a Poppy and a Legion Saboteur. Oh, no. Created by Conchologist, of course. I was like, who the heck main decks that card? And that's a rather sad thing, but that is also the #1 reason why we did not want to... I think we open attack here.
No interrupted!
That seems pretty solid.
One for you and one for you! No,
Hit him down to 7 health. Now he's in range of Noxian Fervor plus Guillotine. We could have developed the Stone Stackers, but I kind of want to get the damage out first. I don't want to get the damage down.
Check me out! Thought you'd never ask.
I don't know. Maybe it was correct to develop there. Alright, so now it's just a matter of getting this Noxian Fervor to actually hit. Which is gonna be a challenge. Because this deck runs a lot of removal. A lot of removal. It's often gonna be
What wondrous discoveries await below?
off the Imperial Demolitionist. I think there's no reason not to just go for the Decimate here. The Guillotine. And now... Well, now that's
For an
lethal.
upgrade. Sounds dangerous. I'm in.
There is no 2-mana card. That can deal with that.
Your path ends here.
So there you go. Noxian Fervor to end the game out. And that's how this game... That's how the majority of your games are going to play out. You develop the board first. First and foremost, you develop the board. And then, once you have developed the board as much as you can, then you use your Noxian Fervors, your Decimates, your Lecturing Yordles, little poison darts, your Pokey Sticks, anything that you possibly can. You throw the whole kitchen, plus the kitchen sink, everything you got at the Nexus in order to finish the game out. And it's just a race to the finish. Nami Zoe, hello? I thought that fish was sushi though, hello? Okay. So you don't keep the Imperial Demolitionist when you have a unit that only has 1 health, and the Decimates are for later. We want to be developing the board. We're looking for 1-drops and 2-drops. That's pretty awful. Not gonna lie. That is nice.
I've never tried this chemical before. Ah, look at this reality! Look how sparkly!
Always developing the stone stackers here before the attack. There is no reason not to. I could have Pokesticked the Zoe there, but it feels like a really, really bad play because all they like that's what they want me to do. They want me to Pokestick so they can so they can Vigor and save the Zoe. I need them to spend their mana before I can Pokestick, so I'm just gonna have to take that hit. Conchologist is pretty good. Mimic. I think it's Transfusion. Transfusion gives me damage.
Wondrous discoveries await below.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm just waiting for them to drop under... Yeah, see, there's the Pale Cascade. So they definitely had the Pale Cascade to save the Zoe. Now, I think... I deal one here. Do a little bit of fighting for the board. I could have done extra damage to the Nexus, but I think that this is better. And now I'm going to go for the Pokestick here. They could easily still have a Vigor. Ah, haha! Ah, okay. Well, they had the second Zoe. At least we reset the Zoe. And we activated the Tenor of Terror. That's the most important thing. Getting that Tenor of Terror activated is crucial.
Sing with the darkness in your heart.
This is a lot of damage coming through. And Nami, even if it were pre-nerf Nami, still wouldn't be leveled up yet.
I have my orders.
So just going wide and looking for the kill. They're looking for like the 1-drop or the 0-drop. Honestly, I think I would have played it beforehand and gone for the 0-cost Challenger unit. That doesn't matter. The game is going to be over before the Zoe can level. Attack with everything. Is the order important? Not particularly. There's no lifesteal and there's no way for them to get lifesteal, so I think that it is just a simple matter of blocking, or just attack with everything. Just attack with everything. Order doesn't matter. Math is for blockers. So, 6 damage coming through. Fantastic. They're down to 6. I have a Decimate and an Imperial Demolitionist in hand. So that looks pretty good. There's almost no way for them to be able to counter this. They need to have I suppose it doesn't really matter. I'm just worried about them somehow denying it. That's the card they needed to have in order to
For the
live.
glory of Noxus.
Alright. So the Zoe might level on this turn. Then again, I might just draw another Decimate. Decimate is less damage than double Noxian Fervor.
Enter, traveler, and stop staring.
So, I mean, I can just pass here. I can also just Decimate.
That's what you have?
So that's what you have?
Reshaping a world.
Wait. Those are cards that I've already played, Zoe. That doesn't make any sense. I've already played those cards. Roleplay. GG. The hardest part of this deck is just figuring out how to get your Noxian Fervors to hit face. Guaranteeing that damage. Wow. Is that good enough? I feel like I need Poppy in this matchup. Turn 1, turn 2, and then I'm out of cards. I'll keep 3. Nice. Pretty solid.
Just need a second.
I think starting with that makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Tide's coming in.
Taking an extra 2 damage here, but that's fine.
Explosives.
Legion Saboteur into Legion Saboteur, I believe. Indeed, indeed.
I have my orders.
Okay, ready.
Back it up.
The Legion Saboteur getting the attack off here is phenomenal. It's like a 1 mana impact for that has 2 attacks. 1 mana, 2/1
I
impact
don't play.
is almost what this is. It's almost a little bit better than that because it doesn't even have to hit. I suppose it can be counterspelled, but that doesn't really matter. So I can either do Bandle City Mayor. I kind of like the Bandle City Mayor. And this is exactly why. There is no Poppy in the hand yet. They're going to be playing a 1 mana 2/1. Almost guaranteed. This is a big, beefy boy. And they're going to have trouble dealing with this big, beefy boy. And I love that.
Everything's in place.
I think I go ahead and attack with the Mayor. There's nothing else in hand that really benefits from the Mayor. Getting rid of their blockers is going to be a challenge. So I don't think I can afford to not attack with the Mayor. Ah, shucks. Alright. Got a pretty good Poro out of that.
Baddies beware.
Ooh,
Mama's
another
got
one of
a
those is
gun.
evil. So the most I can develop here is...
Now where did
This is going to be pretty difficult to overcome. Both of those developing, creating blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
non-flammable? Is that a challenge?
I could have played the Imperial Demolitionist there, but I believe it is worthwhile to get the... Well, I don't know, actually. Probably was better to play the Imperial Demolitionist there. I just want to, like...
Cooking with lead.
Okay, that's beautiful. So, getting the Pokey Stick, unfortunately it still draws a card, and this is a pretty tough position to be in. I've got 2 Imperial Demolitionists in hand, and nothing to play them on. That's 2 damage on the board, so they're down to 8.
Hang on. We're rolling.
I think I wait. I think I need to play both of these Imperial Demolitionists on something. Looking for over-the-top damage here. Pick a spell. That's not good enough.
Astounding curiosities
But it's the
lie
best one.
ahead.
It can give me... if I top deck a spell, then I can
War Mason.
get lethal that way.
For duty.
Say if I top deck a Noxian Fervor. Or if they play a damaging spell.
Research!
That's the thing.
For the Empire. Make the Empire proud.
Okay, so now they're down to 6. Noxian Fervor will do it. That's about the only thing that will do it, though.
Stagger, stagger. Up, up.
Oh, this is so close.
I should make a speech. Yes. Where's my speech?
Pops, in your hat. I put it in your hat this morning.
I can attack with both of these. This has a good attack. This gets blocked by the 3-2. And I can hold this one back because it's not getting through anyways.
Take the wheel.
That's what we're looking for. Okay.
Duty, Empire.
Sing with the darkness in your heart.
So top deck Decimate wins us the game. 1 in 27. Sorry, a 3 in 27, which means it's like a 1 in 8. 1 in 9. So we've got like a 1 in 9 chance of just winning the game. That doesn't really matter. As long as I have one. That's not gonna do it. I'm not dead here, am I?
You will shush.
Routes closed.
Oh, I still have to block with this one.
Rambunctious fool.
Your path ends here. Routes closed.
They've used all their Poké Sticks.
He looked down below. You will sing.
I suppose. Yeah, that's about as good as it's gonna get. Now an Oxygen Fervor can grant me lethal.
Little booms are just as good as big ones.
No, actually, Noxian Fervor doesn't do it. I'm one turn away. Because they just open attack. And this will be at 1. So it's really just Decimate.
Me, 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 me.
Okay, now Noxian Fervor will do it. Oh man, this is so close! Come on, baby! Noxian Fervor. No!
Where are we going?
Oh man. Alright, well played. And sometimes, whenever they counter just one of your damage things, that's all it takes. They countered that one Imperial Demolitionists, and that's all that it took. So that's really, like, that just goes to show you how important it is for you to land every single one of those damage spells. Getting the Noxian Fervors to go off is humongous, because that's even more damage that you'll miss if you don't get it. This is a Lee Sin Hybridinger deck. Very interesting. So I think I can just go 1, 2, hopefully get like a Ziggs. Oh, okay. So this deck does run removal. We'll see what they got. No Poké Sticks, no Vile Feasts. Love to see that. Love to see that. That's 2 mana do nothing, as the well-known grappler would say. Grappler is a huge, like, he's not just an influence, he's a motivator. Like, he's one of the reasons that I do what I do, you know? He's a great, I can't think of the word. He's awesome, basically. And I want to do what he does. But in my own way. My own special way. Here, Scorched Earth ain't bad. But I'm just trying to think about, like,
Wondrous discoveries enemies await below.
Scorched Earth, it's probably a dead card. To be completely honest, it's probably a dead card.
What is that thing?
But it is
It
what it is.
explodes, of course. Go ahead, light the fuse.
Alright.
Correct now.
Whoa! Still got to deal 4 damage to him. He spent his whole turn removing that one card. That could be interesting.
Take a peek at life beneath the waves.
I have my orders.
I mean, they gotta see the Poppy coming. They see the Poppy coming from a mile away. I still gotta play it.
Today's the day I find that hero.
Oh, Will of Ionia. Okay.
To the world below.
I am not mad at that. They're down to 4. And if they play an unleveled Lee
Master
Sin,
yourself. Master your enemy.
then I can just kill it.
Astounding curiosities lie ahead. Our enemies cannot hide.
Okay.
Strike firm. Prepare yourself.
Fair enough, fair enough. I still think this is GG.
I just
gonna go ahead and
know
develop the
hero's
Poppy
around
again.
here somewhere.
The sun beckons.
Together we are united. Correct now.
Yep. GG! Alright! I mean, that's a pretty solid...
You'll get me next time.
I mean, I'm gonna... Personally, I feel like this is the perfect aggro deck for the meta right now. I think that if you run this deck, you will have success. Every game that we played there was either a stomp or it was so close. I think this is, I mean, it's Ziggs Poppy. It's Poppy Ziggs. What do you expect? it's pretty darn strong. And if you're having trouble going up against the dragons or the lurks or any other of these mid-range decks, just play Ziggs Poppy and you'll be golden. Have fun out there, guys.